Welcome back at ringside. More of Friday Fight Night action. We get ready for our main event. Carlo Prater against Anthony Lapsley. With more on that now, let's go over to Ron Kruk. Ron.
Well, Kenny, Anthony Lapsley is known as the Recipe. And with his background in jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and boxing, he's mixing the right ingredients for a successful MMA career. But tonight will be his toughest test yet as he takes on Carlo Prater, a submission expert with 19 career victories.
My name is Anthony Lapsley. Currently, I'm 9-0.
My name is Carlo Prater. My record right now, I think, is 19-4-1. This will be my 25th fight.
My nickname is The Recipe. Ever since I started fighting, people were saying I needed to have some kind of nickname. Every person I train with, they have a little bit of ingredient for me. Hopefully, he can add to my recipe. You know, I can learn something from him, or even, you know, beat him.
Whatever the easiest way to victory is, I'll take it. Whether it's pounding out, or staying on the feet and trying to strike at a long-range distance, or going to the ground looking for submission. I'm just comfortable wherever it may go. You know?
My main strength is wrestling. I won state wrestling back in '98. I've got purple belt in jiu-jitsu, which is another good ingredient, I should say.
I've boxed professionally, kickboxed professionally, professional level submissions. So, you know, I can wrestle with Olympic caliber guys.
I plan on see what I can do with them, standing up a little bit and take them down to the ground, pound them out, hopefully get a submission, or hopefully if I can cut them, get the ref to stop it somehow and get over as fast as possible.
I'd like to, you know, finish the fight quickly. That's my game plan, and that's what I always try to go out and do.
I don't too much worry about what he does or who he's beaten or you know, what's his style, because, you know, he's never fought me.
There's not any pressure or anything like that. I don't feel any pressure. I'm just going to go do what I like to do.
My prediction is I plan on taking him down and pound him out. Hopefully in the first period. If it goes second period, if it goes third period, then we got a lot of work to do, the both of us. It's going to be a real good fight.
My game plan going into this fight is get off first with my hands and my feet. Right cross, right uppercut with a right head kick combination. Sealing the deal.
Both Prater and Lapsley have gotten the majority of their victories by way of submissions, but Kenny, both are predicting either a KO or a TKO win tonight. It'll be interesting to see their strategy once they enter the cage.
Thanks, Ron. You got a prediction on this one?
I'll go with their strengths. They're probably going to end it with a submission. But there is that infatuation about knocking out your opponent, and the public understands striking a lot better than they do grappling.
Well, with a guy like Lapsley, I mean, this could be a huge break for him. We know he's undefeated. We know about the nickname, the Recipe, and a very colorful figure, a very exciting kind of fighter. This could really be a step up for him, you think?
Absolutely. He's a state champ wrestler. He's somebody that likes to fight on the ground. I think this is a big step up for him, certainly launch his career.
We get ready now for our main event. Anthony Lapsley, he calls himself the Recipe, and certainly he's been simmering this year. This is his third fight of the season. Carlo Prater, out of Houston, born in Brazil. He is coming off a big victory in Brazil back in November. Let's take a look now at the tail of the tape. Lapsley busy this year, his third fight of the season. Carlo Prater, that big win down in Brazil back in November. Now let's meet the fighters back to the cage and Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 5-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. Wearing white with black, this man is a mixed martial artist who holds a perfect professional record of 6 wins with no losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, weighing in at 170 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, representing Hammer House and Dragon's Den, Anthony the Recipe Lapsley. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing brown with white, he's a mixed martial artist holding a professional record of 19 wins with 4 losses and 1 draw. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 169 pounds. Fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, representing Buddha Muay Thai and the Black House, Carlo Prater. And when the action begins, our referee in charge is Mark Colley.
Receive my instructions. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions here? Questions here. Touch them up. Touch them up. Good luck to you, man.
We get ready now for the main event. You look at Lapsley, still unbeaten after 6 pro fights. His toughest test to date coming up against the veteran Carlo Prater. And round 1 is underway and Lapsley charges in and Prater is ready.
Lapsley trying a headlock there, but I think what you might have noticed right away from Lapsley, he's a lefty with that big left hand.
Lapsley talks about his well-rounded game. Jeff mentioned he was a state wrestling champion in Fort Wayne, but he also is proud of his boxing and jiu-jitsu skills.
Now, Prater's seen a lot of grappling. Living down in Brazil, you see a lot of grappling. So I think he's going to be absolutely very comfortable on the ground. Tremendous Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills. He's also got some great kicks, and we haven't seen them yet, but I was told to watch for the kicks.
Prater, born in Brazil to American parents. He has dual citizenship, grew up in Houston. As Ron told us earlier, his mom, a professor at Texas A&M, here to watch him fight for the first time in his career. Spends most of his time now in Brazil, where he is coming off a first-round win over Marlon Mateus back in November. He won that one with a first-round TKO.
Seemed that Prater lulled Lapsley to sleep there and then hit him with a trip, put him down. Now we'll find out how much grappling skill Anthony Lapsley has in terms of jiu-jitsu. Getting to a state championship, you got to be something good on your feet and good on the mat. There.
Well, there he goes.
Guillotine.
That's a guillotine. That
And
may
it's
not be
tight.
a good position. Prater working it in hard. Lapsley having
Gets out.
trouble. He gets out. Lapsley escapes.
He could have got him down to the ground, but Lapsley kept his balance, able to stay up on his feet, work his way out.
Maybe that youth playing a little bit of an edge there.
Now, I'm not quite sure if Prater had it set the way he wanted, but if he could have pulled him down to the ground, unbalanced him enough to get him to lay on top of him, I think that would have been over. Give Lapsley credit. He didn't panic, and he worked his way out. Look at this guard, both knees under. I think that's how Prater is approaching this fight, is to try to catch Lapsley in transition. Moving from one position to another and finding a submission that'll work.
Lapsley continues his ground attack here. Trying to get a little leverage and avoid being kicked by Prater. Trying to drop a couple of hammers in on the right side.
Now you see Prater using his feet, trying to push him away. And boy, did he push him away, but he put himself into a rear naked choke.
Look at Lapsley. He bounces off the fence, and he may be choking out Prater. Lapsley trying to wrap it up here in the first round. Prater fighting it off hard. Lapsley trying to dig in, and Prater responds, but now Lapsley moves into a mount and delivers a blow. Lapsley, the quicker fighter here.
Boy, that was some great action. Both fighters.
What about Lapsley? Bounces off a fence, tries to get a choke on. That doesn't work. He gets a mount and starts trying to ground and pound.
I don't think Prater thought he was going to throw him off of him that well, and then he would respond so quickly. But without question, Lapsley has some speed, both in his hands and in his overall motion and quickness.
Now Lapsley trying for the takedown here. He wants to get back down on the ground. Let's do some more work. That's what he's thinking against Prater.
I just don't think Prater has recovered from the fact he used his legs to throw Lapsley off him. And when he turned, Lapsley bounced so hard, he took his back and almost choked him out.
Lapsley used the fence like a trampoline on that.
Yeah, he did.
Down to 25 ticks on the clock here in the first round. An entertaining first
Prater.
round it is.
Here
Prater.
comes Prater.
Carlo Prater trying to close out the round strong. He's trying to work in there on the arms of Lapsley. Lapsley hanging in, final 10 seconds. He's going to be all right as they continue to count it down here, waiting for that bell to ring, and that's it. And one more punch by Lapsley just before the bell. It was before the bell. Prater let Lapsley know it. Lapsley agreed, yes. But you see the damage done to Carlo Prater over that left eye, taking some punishment from Anthony Lapsley in that first round.
Lapsley took his back, nearly choked him out, but he also got full mount and rained some blows down, and those blows took their toll. Nice double leg here, but Prater catches him in a guillotine, and to his credit, Lapsley keeps his balance on his feet, not brought down to the mat, gave him that opportunity to pop his head out. And then, from the bottom there, two legs thrust Lapsley off him, but he bounces off the ring post, comes right back in, and slaps a rear naked choke on Prater. And I don't think Prater was ready for that. I think that totally surprised him and give Lapsley the first round.
You see the work there over the left eye of Carlo Prater. Lapsley later in that round was able to get a full mount and get some punches in, and they landed, obviously. And Anthony Lapsley trying to go 7-0 in his young career. It looks pretty impressive so far.
Sure does. Great speed, good wrestling skills to get people down, and he's done some work with striking. You can see his hands are very, very quick, and with that lefty unorthodox style, he can catch people.
Round two, it is scheduled for 3. Lapsley trying to get back down on the ground there. That's where he had his most success against Carlo Prater.
And he succeeds in getting the takedown.
Prater trying to work in there a little bit, but he's very high on that right arm up around the bicep.
Well, that's going to hold Lapsley to him. Lapsley in side mount, which is a good position, but with his arm pinned under him like that, he can't bring his upper body up to create space to strike.
Lapsley in a situation, he's got to be careful right here from those up kicks.
Triangle.
There's the triangle. Lapsley able to escape early in the first round. What about early here in the second round? Carlo Prater trying to go to work with him on that triangle, and Lapsley once again trying to stand up and stand out.
Well, he doesn't have it set, but I think he was trying to bait him into bringing the arm in and go for an arm bar. See how he's got that one arm trapped underneath the left arm of Lapsley. So he's working the combo there. He's almost got the triangle set.
He's trying on that. A good right hand, though, by Lapsley. And again, the quickness, and Lapsley gets out of it.
Didn't panic. Thought his way through it. Did the correct motion. Able to counter.
Excellent point there. You can almost see Lapsley thinking, can't you? Much like in the early going over here when it looked like in the first round. He might be called an arm bar, might be a guillotine. He keeps kind of almost like a chess master moving along.
Yeah, and each time that Prater creates a submission opportunity, the consequence is he winds up in a bad position. Rear naked choke the first time, side mount the second time.
Lapsley doesn't try to get out right away. He does not panic. A lot of poise for a young pro.
Tremendous physical talent, too. Great speed, great balance, good power.
And a cut opens again. You saw a lot of work they were doing over that left eye of Carlo Prater. It's opening up.
There's a nice right knee to the side of Prater as well.
Good
Boy,
right. Lapsley coming down now and trying to do some more damage to that side of the face.
You could hear the impact onto the mat. He was throwing with mean intention. Look at that, he's stepping over the jiu-jitsu guy. But now watch out for the leg lock here.
Well, he spins away from that. Prater was trying to grab him around the heel, and look at Lapsley. Lapsley's quickness is taking over this fight.
Trying to sink the arm in, grab a Kimura. Lapsley looks like he's trying to a basic return the wrestler to the mat technique there, folding the inside leg down, but Prater counters that. Oh, and Prater counters the double.
There's a knee by Lapsley. And now he stomps on the foot. We're seeing a little bit of everything in his arsenal here.
That's right. I still think that's a fantastic technique. Inside trip attempt by Prater. And he finishes the double.
Now watch the left arm there of Lapsley. Is he going to try to go to work around the neck?
In the first round, Prater only had 15 seconds to try to work from the top. Here he's got over a minute.
Lapsley trying to get in there and work on a guillotine with that left arm of his on Prater.
And I just wonder if Prater has blown a lot of energy here. He doesn't seem to be moving up the body, doesn't seem to be as aggressive as he was in the first round.
He's standing up, trying to get out of that. Lapsley looks like he's catching his breath pretty easily.
Now maybe Prater could work. He's got his head out. Lapsley doing a nice job, double overhooks, pinning the arms. Thus, Prater cannot punch. Full mount.
Now we'll see if Prater, who appears to be in the best position yet, can do something with 25 seconds to go here in round two.
Side choke here, but he really doesn't have that arm. If he could fold the arm over the face of Lapsley and then lock his hands, he could have a shot.
Left arm of Lapsley sparing him right now with 10 seconds to go.
And you see Lapsley bringing the right arm up. You know it's bothering him. Can he survive? Yes, he does.
Prater trying to close out strong. It's been Lapsley's fight so far.
And I have a feeling if Prater gets to that top position again with enough time, he might be able to end this fight.
Well, what about this now? After 2 rounds, we get ready for the third 5-minute session here. Whose fight is it?
First round, definitely Lapsley, but I'm not sure about the second round there. That was very close. Both people were down on the ground. I might give that one to Prater.
Let's take a look at Lapsley here working early. And again, that's a good shot that opens that cut back up over the left eye of Carlo Prater.
I'm impressed with Lapsley. I am impressed with Lapsley. He's learned a lot. There's the old foot stomp. Try to slow your opponent down by making the foot hurt.
There you look at the young man out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Anthony Lapsley calls himself the Recipe. And if you don't believe us, he has it tattooed on his back. Round 3, third and final round underway here in our main event. Carlo Prater, Anthony Lapsley. Lapsley with a little spin there. Maybe he's going to show us some of that. Big swing and a miss with that kick by Prater, and Lapsley comes in.
And Lapsley now has the back. He'll try to bring Prater down, and he does.
Prater trying to get away, and Lapsley moving around, trying to get some mounted position here.
Watch for a leg attempt again by Prater. It worked last time for him to get away. You're allowed to put your hand on the fence, but you can't have your fingers go through any of the loops. And Prater, able to threaten with that leg, has an opportunity now to return to the top position, and he does with lots of time left. This could spell trouble for Lapsley. It looked as though Prater had what he wanted at the end of the second round.
Carlo Prater, this is 25th pro fight, the 7th for Anthony Lapsley.
Energy will have everything to do with who will win this fight now. Last round, it's been a very busy fight, lots of action, mainly grappling. And look at this, an armbar attempt by Lapsley.
Lapsley has shown us a little bit of everything in this fight. Tried for that armbar. He's been able to get out of a few predicaments himself in this fight.
Side mount now by Prater.
Prater trying to get some leverage and score with one of these punches.
Boy, look at the legs here. Everything up.
Good look along the fence there at Lapsley.
There can't be any striking or kicking here or kneeing because both wrestlers are grounded. You see the feet up by Prater's head, but he's not allowed to use them striking. It looks as though Prater's looking to strike now. At the end of that second round, he looked like he had an armbar choke attempt going.
Prater may be wondering, if this thing's close, I need to get a few more punches in there to make sure if it goes to the judge's decision.
Well, he could certainly get this round if he stays on top. But I am impressed. Lapsley is just living in a half backward roll guard. And he's comfortable there. He seems very composed there. Doing a nice job of tying up the wrists.
There's a couple of left forearms by Prater. Hasn't been able to deliver the big punch in comparison to Lapsley's 2 or 3 good punches in this. One that opened a cut over the left eye of Prater back in the first.
He's got full side mount now, and you are allowed to knee. So here come the knees to the side, and boy, they can add up.
There's 4 or 5 knees to the side of Lapsley. Prater again with a couple more. Lapsley hasn't been in this predicament. We've seen him get out of some jams.
Now, if you mix your timing up, instead of act like you're about to knee him, and as he tenses, when he relaxes, try to strike right as he relaxes.
Misses with that forearm.
Here comes the mount attempt. Here comes the mount attempt.
He's moving in.
He's gonna get it.
Prater
had
it
the big
lost
bridge.
it. Lapsley, again the quickness of Lapsley.
Prater forced it a little bit too much. Lapsley went ahead and bridged, was able to come out onto his base now, but you see Prater looking to try to scoop the head with that top leg, the left leg, try to hook up an armbar.
We're down to 35 seconds. This has been a close one. Lapsley the first round, Prater perhaps the second round, and here in the third round's when it's going to be decided, and Lapsley's getting some punches in now.
This could be a draw. First round Lapsley, last round Prater, middle round draw. Prater now looking to try to come out of it, but unable to. Immediately gets Lapsley back in his guard.
We're down to 10 seconds. Prater and Lapsley, the main event, has been a good one. One more attempt by Lapsley, but that is it.
What a great fight. Very technical, a lot of heart by both fighters.
And there you see the appreciation and respect to both fighters as they hug and now shake hands and hug again. Carlo Prater from Houston, Texas, now living back in Brazil where he was born. He has dual citizenship, a Texas MMA legend. And he fought throughout with that cut over his left eye. It happened early in the first round. Anthony Lapsley, the recipe from Fort Wayne, Indiana. with a 6-0 record coming into this.
Prater came out looking for a big strike, and he did the high kick, and Lapsley just ducked under it. Looked like he was going to get the takedown, but he came out behind, and here he'll return Prater down to the mat. And once Prater got on top, Prater knew what to do. He found an opening, and he delivered a number of knees to Lapsley's side, but he couldn't put him away there. Boy, that's a lot of kneeing. And a great flurry at the end of the fight. Prater trying to get some scoring in, striking. Lapsley trying to get a couple last shots in. Goes for the rear naked just as time runs out. It'll go to the judges. Our judges are David Douglas, Kent Bassinger, and Mike Mitchell. And this is going to be a close call.
Glad I don't have to make the decision. The judges have Prater or Lapsley. Bruce Buffer has their decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. All 3 judges scored this contest 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Carlo Prater.
Carlo Prater wins for the 20th time in his pro career, and Anthony Lapsley suffers his first professional defeat. A unanimous decision victory for Prater. He is standing by with Ron, and also up there, I believe, is Anthony Lapsley. Ron, you got them all together.
Absolutely, we got 2 warriors together. This is what the art of war is all about. Let's hear it for these 2 guys who laid it all on the line tonight. Carlo, we'll start with you. This was a very even fight. What do you believe the judges saw to give you this victory?
I understand there's boos, but we both fought really hard, and you don't understand the pressure we go through to get ready for a big event like this. He got cut, I got cut. We were putting it on our line. Please don't boo us. Please, you know.
Absolutely. Now, Anthony, you came in and said that you wanted to see if you could get a TKO by a cut. How did you do that? You were successful at cutting the eye very early.
Well, I just fought hard. First of all, I have to thank God. Give me the opportunity to come down and fight in beautiful Dallas. Carl's a great fighter. We just gave it all we had. You see we're both exhausted, and I'll be back.
Were you surprised by the decision that it was a unanimous decision his way?
Of course. I kind of thought it went both ways, but we fought hard. He deserves it.
Very good. A true warrior. Guys, congratulations. Carlo, last question for you. So it's a big win. I know you wanted to get the victory here in Texas. Your mom's here, your grandpa's here. What's next for you?
Honestly, I never looked past a fight. I just had Anthony Lapsley. I had another fighter. The Art of War pulled him about 3 weeks, a month ago. Then I started trying to get ready for Anthony Lapsley. I haven't thought about anything in the future yet. I was just thinking about this fight. He put on a hell of a war. Very strong, athletic fighter. He's young in his career. I'm sure he'll go very far. No doubt. My hat goes off to him.
Okay, guys. Great fight. Let's hear it for these 2 warriors. Kenny, back to you.
Thanks, Ron. And what class acts both Carlo Prater and the young Anthony Lapsley. It was a love fest in there at the end, and a great respect for 2 guys. It goes to a unanimous decision.
You got to give the young Lapsley a lot of credit. He hung in there against a veteran, and give the veteran a lot of credit. What a class act.
Carlo Prater, his mom, a professor at Texas A&M, here to see him fight for the first time in his career, and he comes away with his 20th career victory. Tonight here in Dallas, Art of War action. And in our main event, Anthony Lapsley brought his undefeated record into the cage against Carlo Prater, the crafty veteran.
Prater did what he needed to do. He nearly choked out Lapsley, but Lapsley is losing. Still got a lot of respect. I think we're going to see a lot of him. Prater will move on.
Carlo Prater winning it with a unanimous decision, and his mom, the professor at Texas A&M, here to see him fight in person for the first time. Thanks for being with us. For Jeff Blatnick and Ron Kruk, I'm Kenny Rice. So long from Dallas.